What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Bama Standard. I'm going to be one of your hosts today, Jonathan Lewis. And as you guys can see here, we got Stephen M. Smith with us on today. Appreciate you getting on, brother.
Absolutely, man. Week one is here, baby. Week one of college football, Saturday, 2:30 kickoff in Tallahassee between Bama and Florida State. Year two of Kalen DeBoer at Alabama, not Mike Norvell at FSU, trying to rebound from an awful 2-10 season last year. But what makes it interesting for Florida State is you got Gus Malzahn over there as the OC for the Seminoles.
Yep, no doubt. So, but we got some breaking news coming out of Tuscaloosa today we got to touch on. And look, this is for everybody. I really want to get you on here and get your opinion how this could affect Alabama moving forward. But we got some major news coming out. Tim Keenan III is injured. Stephen M., we're going to start off with him, and then we'll talk about Jaeden Roberts a little bit, and then we'll move on to our last segment. But give me the injury news you have with Tim Keenan III, because, guys, to me, I'm scared already, man. Not to lose the game necessarily, but, like, Tim Keenan is that dude, that stud, and to lose him before game one, I'm already, like, shaking my fist and kind of mad a little bit. So give me the update on Tim Keenan, man.
This one sucks a little bit. This one sucks. I mean, and I know a lot of Alabama fans are going to look at David Ballou. What's the problem? You're supposed to be stopping these injuries as the strength and conditioning coach and sports science guy. Like, we thought the injuries were over when Scott Cochran walked out the door. But at the end of the day, football is football. It's a violent game. Injuries come with it. For Tim Keenan, according to Kalen DeBoer, it's a lower body injury, but we did get word that it's an ankle injury. It's an ankle injury. He will have the tightrope surgery done. So this is Dr. Kane, Dr. James Andrews, that whole department. They do a phenomenal job in recognizing what surgeries to take, what surgeries not to take, and how to speed up kind of that recovery process. So it is the tightrope for Tim Keenan. Tua Tagovailoa went through this. There have been other guys in Bama history that have went through this. It just comes down to how does Tim Keenan's body, his ankles, his legs, his lower body, how does that handle the tightrope, right? Because Tim Keenan, over 300 pounds, it's got to be a high degree ankle sprain. So if his body handles it well, this could be a situation where he'll miss Florida State. He'll miss game two. He'll more than likely be back for game three, at least possibly back by the Georgia game. We saw when Tua had it, this was back in 2019, he had it against Tennessee. He missed the Arkansas game. He was back by LSU. Now, was he 100% by LSU? No, he was kind of at 90%, but we felt like 90% Tua was better than nothing. So they were able to get him back there. Jeff Allen, James Andrews, Dr. Al Kane, that whole staff there. So that's the situation with Tim Keenan. He will not play against Florida State. This sucks because you want him out there. He's an interior leader on that defensive line at nose tackle. But the good news is it's not anything majorly significant. He will have the tightrope surgery done on his ankle. Hopefully, you can have him back either by week 3 or the Georgia game week 4.
All right, so I have to ask the question. I know that should be in the comments by now. Who's going to replace this dude? Because I know we're looking at James Smith, we're looking at Jeremiah Beaman, we're looking at a host of other dudes. When it comes to that specific position, who would you expect to replace him possibly?
Welcome to the world, Jeremiah Beaman. Your time is here, man.
Here we go.
Your time is here, bro. I mean, Beaman, an Alabama native, much like Tim Keenan. Beaman from Birmingham, much like Tim Keenan. Beaman played at Parker High School in Birmingham. Beaman's been ready for this moment his whole life. Worked with my guy, Coach L. Leonard Stevens, step-by-step training in Birmingham. Beaman entered college at 260 pounds. He's now at 315. He's basically nearly the same size as Tim Keenan. He's been learning. He's been working to be that technique, traditional nose tackle. This is Beaman's time. He had been getting reps on reps on reps from spring to fall camp throughout the summer. It's his time. Throughout fall camp, he had been doing different things to wreck shop in practice, in scrimmages. Now it is Beaman's moment. I know people look at, well, Steve, what about James Smith? You could give James Smith a look there, but Smith from Carver High School in Montgomery is more of a traditional end. He's not a nose tackle. He's more of an end. People look at, well, Steven, what about Jordan Renaud? Renaud, an end, more so of a bandit type. Well, Steve, what about Edric Hill? Kind of the same thing, more of an end. You can put Edric Hill as a tackle. He could work there, but he's more of an end. This is Jeremiah Beeman's moment.
Yep.
Behind Jeremiah Beeman, I would look at an Isaiah Faga. I would look at a Steve Bolo in Bumoa. But right now, first off that thing to fill in for an injured Tim Keenan, this is Jeremiah Beeman's time.
So what I'm hearing from you is this: it's the chance for the youth, the underclassmen, to take hold of this position while he's out and really show what they're made of and why they deserve that spot along with Tim Keenan, right?
Jonathan, this is put something on tape.
Yep.
This is put something good on tape time. Jeremiah Beeman put something good on tape. These young running backs with Jam Miller out for the first game, put something good on tape. This is your chance to show the coaching staff how much you've learned through the spring, what you did in summer, what you pushed through in fall camp. Put something meaningful on tape because you're going to get the football. You're going to be out there on defense. You are going to get valuable reps with a starter out. Put something valuable on tape.
All right. So I got to ask this next one because, look, we know Tim Keenan now is out, right? We know Jam Miller's out, right? So those are studs, or start running back, or one of the stars on offense, right? One of the stars on the defensive line. Well, I got to ask about one of the three stars on the offensive line, in my opinion, because you mentioned Caden Proctor, you mentioned Brailsford, and then I have to ask about Jaeden Roberts, right? So it seems like this is a lingering concussion issue. What is the deal with this?
Right now, Kalen DeBoer on Jaeden Roberts, they're taking it day by day right now. They're literally taking it day by day. He's practicing, but it's limited. You know, with the concussion, you have to pass that protocol. You got to pass it. So they're taking it day by day. He's been getting reps. There have been limited reps. Bama hopeful that Roberts will pass the protocol by Thursday, Friday at the latest. They're hopeful he'll pass the protocol and be able to be out there. If that's not the case, then you're looking at Gino Vandermark starting at that right guard position. Gino, who does have time on task. Gino, who did play last year as the former transfer from Michigan State. I know people look at, but Steven, he had problems in the second scrimmage, false starts, penalties. Yes, but Gino does have time on task. He does have experience. That's a feather in your cap there. But along with Gino, you do have Olasangani, who's worked at guard this offseason. You do have Rock Montgomery that can play a guard position as well as he's the backup center. You do have Michael Carroll, Micah DeBose, two freshmen that have gotten some work in there. So the depth is there. We're starting to see the importance of having that depth in your roster, having that depth in terms of your recruitment. So Jaeden Roberts, the team is hopeful. Thursday, by the latest Friday, he will pass that concussion protocol. He passes the protocol. You will see big Jaeden Roberts out there at right guard against Florida State. If the coaching staff decides to hold him, because this could be a situation where Kalen DeBoer looks at the offensive line coach, Chris Kaplowitz. Do you think he can go? I'm putting this on you. Can he go? And Coach Cap goes, he could go, but we don't want to end.
Yeah.
Then Coach Cap, then he goes, no, all right, Coach Cap, you say end. That means we're not going to put him out there. Then that means here comes Gino. Here comes Anganine. Here comes some of the youth there at that guard position. So you're not going to see Tim Keenan. It's Jeremiah Beeman's time on the defensive line. Offensively, we're looking at Thursday or Friday in all prayer that Roberts passes his protocol.
No doubt. So that's all as far as the injury updates go. But we have one more segment to surprise you guys and talk about here. And we're talking about the surprise scout QB who used to be and play QB in high school as well. We're talking about Jaylen Mbakwe. Give me the scoop on that, Stephen M.
Jonathan, this should be the biggest news of the week because the defensive players talked about this on today. And that's Jaylen Mbakwe, former five-star athlete, former quarterback at Clay Chalkville High School. He became the quarterback his senior year because the initial quarterback went down, and Mbakwe stepped in, took that team to a Class 6A state championship in 2023. So Bach, familiar with the quarterback position, he has been emulating Thomas Castellanos of Florida State in scout team this week, repping him for that first team defense. that first team defense has been getting incredible looks all week long of how Tommy C is going to attack them. And this is kudos to Mbakwe, giving good, incredible looks all week long. This young man, athletic as all get out. This young man can move. He can run. We know Mbakwe can move. We know the brother can run. We know he's got some throwing ability, some passing ability, much like Tommy C of Florida State. So this was huge. And this just shows the unselfishness of Bach. I'm willing to do anything I can to help my brothers win this football game, even if it means going on scout team and repping the other team's quarterback to give my defense the most quality look possible. This was big. And you got to give kudos to Bach for that unselfishness, because if you think about it, Thomas Castellanos is more so Johnny Manziel than what he is Jalen Milroe, right? And so you need somebody that's got that escapability, that elusiveness in practice to rep that, so that when you face Tommy C, you've already got the best look possible, so you know how to defend him. And what better person to give you that look than Jaeden Mbakwe?
No doubt. I want to hear something, because I heard the stories during interviews of Mac Jones and them talking about Mac Jones torching that first team defense as a scout team QB. By the way, I'm interested to hear the stories of Mbakwe at QB. Could he enter the QB race down the line for Alabama? But in all seriousness, the dude is athletic, like you said, showing great leadership when it comes to doing whatever is needed for this team and all that good stuff. But any last words before we get off here?
Man, look, I'm excited for this game. Dave Blue, Jeff Allen, keep everybody else healthy so that we can get to Saturday, and we can get to this matchup between Alabama and Florida State, because the defensive players, especially LT Overton, been talking about, we want to hit Tommy C so hard he doesn't even want that ball in his hands by the time it gets later and later into this football game. We know it's going to be hot in Tallahassee, so hopefully these guys are taking the IVs, they're taking the hydration, all that good stuff right there to keep themselves in the right body temperature, things of that nature. But the main thing is go into this game healthy. For the most part, hopefully we can have Jaeden Roberts on the field. If not, Gino be ready. Olasang Anganin, everybody else, all hands on deck being ready here for this matchup. And for Jeremiah Beeman, I'm excited, man. Saw this kid in high school. The kid's a phenomenal young man, and now he is going to get his chance with Tim Keenan out game one to show he can wreck shop as a nose tackle.
No doubt. So with that being said, I'm going to leave it off with two different things. My first thing is going to be Florida State, you're on the clock. We'll see you Saturday. Other than that, everybody have a good day. And as always, Stephen Smith, roll tide.
We rolling, man.